Steve Prescott, hands up! For Steve Prescott, hands up! For Steve Prescott, hands up!
On the agenda, we are discussing the Super League Round 14 preview and predictions between Ben and Joe. So Ben, what do you think? Wigan Warriors versus London Broncos?
Well, yeah, I'll just start off by saying, Joe, congratulations on winning last week. Jack, if you're watching, you've got to wear a Bradford shirt next time you're on, and you've got to come on, you can't bottle it. So we're going to do the same this week, so whoever predicts the least amount right, I'll wear a Hull shirt if I lose, and Joe wear a Leeds shirt. So
you need to give him
We've got
your
to shake
shirt.
on it.
Yeah,
It's official now. This is official. So
Are you ready to wear a Hull FC shirt next week?
absolutely not.
Same goes with the Leeds
But
shirt.
it doesn't matter because I'm going to hopefully win. Yeah, Wigan, London. Well, I'm going to have to go for Wigan. I mean,
You're going Wigan?
London are on a big losing run. Wigan have won the last two. They're starting to look a little bit better. I think they'll still be better off giving Adrian Lamb the job beyond this season, because I still think there's a group of players there playing for a coach that they might not necessarily be with next year. Now, I know that might not seem a big issue at the moment, but I feel like it would just clear up a lot of uncertainty around the club if they did that. But in terms of this season, his coaching methods are getting across to the players, I feel now, and I think they could start to come into some form and climb the table. Yeah, for London, it's been a difficult spell. The home game against Salford the weekend, it was, the game was out of sight by half time. They put a better performance in the second half. When you're going 24-0 down at half time, you're always up against it. So, yeah, I think we're going to win this quite comfortably, actually.
And Joe, what do you think then?
I'm with Ben there actually. I don't worry. I'm not being a cow. I'm not being a coward there, by the way. But, no, but it's got to be. I mean, unless London really do pull off something special, because I mean, the fact is, it just seems now impossible. I mean, Wigan as well. That win against Castle give them a bit of renewed confidence, and now they're back out at home again. I mean, it's just the sort of form they need going forward. It's another home game, so. Maybe they're a bit fortunate with the scheduling there. No disrespect there, Wigan, but still. The fact is, I can't see anything past a Wigan win. They'll run them ragged, especially out wide.
Okay then, well, Castleford Tigers versus Warrington Wolves. What do you think, Joe?
For me, what with all their injury problems Castleford have, it's got to be Warrington. I mean, even though they've lost a couple recently, but what a bounce back that was. 50 points against Huddersfield. So yeah, I mean, Blake Austin, he's been running the show for a more year. He's still a Man of Steel contender. And then you look at Castleford, their half-back combination, it's still an experience. I mean, Jake Truman and Corey Aston, they've got promise, but there's still, I mean, I think Austin will just blow them out of it, really. I mean, that alone, let alone the forward back. I mean, Castleford are a bit weak there. I mean, yeah, they brought back Mike McMeekan, but in respect, Liam Watts has been carrying that team all season, whereas Warrington, they've got a select group of forwards, and throughout, in the backs and forwards, Warrington will just overpower them.
What do you think then?
Well, I'll have to agree. I mean, Warrington
Great mans, I guess.
I think Warrington had that mini blip, didn't they, again, when they got beat against St Helens in that big game. Then they lost the following game at home to Salford, which was a shock, but they've got back into the groove. Hammered Hull KR, and the second half performance are actually losing at half time to Huddersfield at the weekend, 19-12, and they've come out in the second half and scored 38 unanswered points and blown them away. And I think that's Warrington can do that to you. They've done it. They did to Hull FC actually. That once they get a roll on, they're a really hard team to stop. And even if that's only for a 20-minute spell, they're probably going to pile on enough points in that 20 minutes to win the game because they're that good with Blake Austin. So I think it could be a similar game to the one against Huddersfield. I think Castleford could possibly be in the game for 50-60 minutes, but yeah, I see Warrington prevailing by a few scores at the end of that.
Interesting. So Salford versus Leeds Rhinos. We'll go to you.
Well, you never know. I mean, I don't know if Ben will agree, but even though Leeds won here heavily in the season, and they've picked up. Well, they're picking up a couple of wins now, Leeds, but however, I think Salford will come out on top. I mean, even I would say of advantage, it's not really that. I mean, Jackson Hastings, I mean, he's been my number 7 of the year so far. I mean, he's been absolutely fantastic. I think he's punching well below his weight down there at Salford. What Salford maybe lack is, well, maybe a couple of prop forwards, but even then, the back row is quite impressive. Josh Jones as well. I mean, even in the back line as well, I mean, you got Niall Evalds, he's thriving a bit. I mean, that's something that Leeds have been lacking, I mean, as well as a bit of confidence, whereas Salford, they're a funny team. They caught Warrington off guard, maybe. I mean, impressive performance, won't take that away from them. Whereas Leeds, they did get a bit complacent as well last week as well, so I think overall, it could be close, but a Salford win for me.
Ben?
Well, I'll agree that it'll be close, but I don't know if this is heart over head, but I'm going to go for Leeds.
Ooh.
I'm not saying that with much confidence, but I feel we've gone to Salford already this season and won quite comfortably. Now, that was obviously much earlier in the season, and Salford were perhaps underestimated Leeds that day. So it's going to be a close game, I think. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't think there's that much between many of the teams in the league this year, barring probably Saints and Warrington. I think anybody can beat anybody, so yeah, I think Leeds need to tighten up the defence, need to stop slackening off for large periods of the game, particularly when they get ahead. And Salford won at London, that were a good win, but they've lost twice at home to Wigan this season. And I don't know, I just hope they lose twice at home to Leeds. Definitely confident.
Okay, let's move to the next one then. Hull FC versus Catalan Dragons. We'll go to you first, Ben. Who do you think will win that one?
Well, I think I'll probably please Joe with this one because I think Hull will win. Catalan's very inconsistent, very unpredictable. Got beat by a very young St Helens team, and not only got beat, they got destroyed. St Helens rested players for that game, and I was looking at the lineups before the game thinking this could be close. Catalans could actually do the double over Saints here, but they got blown out of the park. So you don't know which Catalans team's going to turn up. Hull have started to find some consistency, actually won 4 in the last 5 games now. Impressive at home to Wakefield. Lee Radford's got on performing up to 3rd in league. I think Hull will win this quite comfortably actually.
And big surprise, I agree with Ben.
Ooh, it's not much of a competition this week.
Well, I mean, I said last week,
And not last week either.
well, as we found out last week, this is where Jack came unstuck, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The Hull Wakefield game, but I mean, yeah, well, Hull will come out on top. I mean, the squad haven't been announced yet, but I think that they've probably kept all the pivots, as in Albert Kelly, Jake Connor, Mark Sneed, Connor Wynn, and Joe Westerman, and that's what's been they've been getting the form through for. They've been getting the results because I mean, it's not only their attack, it's the way those 5 have been unpredictable and catching teams off guard. And Catalan's defence, as Ben, you just mentioned, 50 points against the young Saints side. Earlier in the year, 46 against Salford, 42 against Wigan as well. And to be honest, Catalan had their greatest opportunity to beat Hull in France a couple of weeks ago. Some say that was highly controversial, but FC still got the result there with that team. And now that they've welcomed back the likes of Scott Taylor from that game, Gareth Ellis as well, even Mickey Payer too. It's like, with forwards as well, it's a Hull win for me.
Oh, okay then. So we'll move on to Huddersfield Giants versus Wakefield Trinity.
Well, this is a very tough one for me. Because, I mean, both teams are a bit funny. Huddersfield, strong first half team, whereas Wakefield, they're usually a strong second half team, funnily enough. But it is a very tough one. But me, I will go with Huddersfield. The only thing is Wakefield, I think they came a bit unstuck against Hull last week. They couldn't get going in the second half because the injuries and the fatigue, I think, has got to them in a way now. It didn't over Easter, they seemed to manage just fine, but now I really think that factor's got to them. And Huddersfield, they've still got quite a few players in there who can still do the job for them as well. And even then, it's like Huddersfield's half-back combination, I mean, I've criticised that in the past, but now, I mean, Wakefield, they're still missing theirs as well. The forwards is the key battle, but Huddersfield could even match the likes of Favita and Paulie as well. So it'll be close as well, but I think throughout the game, I mean, Wakefield, they'll get tired, they'll get fatigued, and they'll just miss out to Huddersfield for me.
Okay.
Well, I disagree. I actually feel what you've said there about Fafita and Paulie, I think they'll steamroller Huddersfield, to be honest. Obviously, Jacob Miller, Danny Brough are still out for Wakefield, and it's a huge loss, but they're still competitive. Yeah, they got beat by Hull, but they weren't a million miles away. And Huddersfield, again, another really unpredictable team. Absolutely terrible in the second half at Warrington. I understand Warrington have got some good players, but to just collapse like that after putting in such a great first half performance, I think Wakefield will edge this. Wakefield are still in the top four. They're still competitive. They've beaten Leeds. They've nearly come back and beaten Castleford. I think they'll edge this.
Okay, then last one then. Hull KR and St Helens. What do you think, Ben?
There's not really much to say about it. I think
Oh.
I can't see. Well, Saints have actually rested players against Catalans. I don't know whether they're all going to return against Hull KR and put 100 points in them or something. But yeah, I can't see anything but a St Helens win. They actually have a terrible record at Hull KR, funnily enough. Down the years, I think they won there the last few times they've played, but before that they lost something silly like 7 games in a row at Craven Park.
It was 2008 to 2015, I think it was, that they went. I mean, including that was a Challenge Cup exit in 2013 as well in the 4th round, which was a surprise too. But well, I say surprise, KR had the record, but Saints should always be favourites there. But no, they've never really got accustomed to that different sort of atmosphere, because Craven Park over the years, it has been a difficult, hostile atmosphere that the Robins faithful, if you can call them that, is what they bring. But the fact is, since KR have gone down, they've got dropped down a lot in form. It should be an easy St Helens win. They'll probably even won't surprise me if they rested players again, because they could have it difficult in the cup next week against Huddersfield. But more on that later. So Saints easy for me.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. So we're all on Salford, Leeds, and Huddersfield, Wakefield. So yeah. We'll see what happens.
If you want to play at home, join in your predictions, send them to us, comment below, subscribe and rate this video.
Watch every game of the NRL, plus the grand final and State of Origin, from anywhere outside Australia, New Zealand or the Pacific Islands. Go to watchnrl.com and take the footy with you.